The Suns were just gifted a golden opportunity as multiple new reports have surfaced revealing massive updates surrounding young Golden State Warrior star Jonathan Kuminga. And we're going to get to exactly what these reports are, as well as take a look at last night's unfortunate game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But guys, before we do all that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Totally free and easy way to support Phoenix Suns Digest. We're posting here every other day about anything you can think of regarding the Phoenix Suns, so please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But guys, let's get into all of this reports regarding Jonathan Kuminga. Of course, you can see here from an official Phoenix Suns account, the Suns remain one of the top suitors for Jonathan Kuminga, and he will be trade eligible on January 15th. Now, us as Suns fans, we're no stranger to Jonathan Kuminga, of course, after all of the rumors and news that were surrounding him this past offseason and all of the proposed trades that were put out there by Brian Gregory in connection to Mike Dunleavy to get Jonathan Kuminga, who is a rising star right now in the NBA. He's a former lottery pick, and of course, the Golden State Warriors are not utilizing him right now. They're not using him the way that, of course, the way that they intended him to be. And it's hard to watch as Jonathan Kuminga has a very high floor, even a high ceiling as a player, and the Golden State Warriors are kind of just wasting his prime away right now. As you can take a look at his stats this year, right now in 26 minutes per game, he's averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 0.4 blocks, 0.3 steals, almost 3 turnovers per game, 2 fouls, 44% from the field, and 32% from the three-point line. Now, of course, Jonathan Kuminga is one of those guys that has always been a great rim runner. He's very athletic. He hasn't been the greatest three-point shooter. He's not a very high-volume three-point shooter. He's more of a guy that's he's going to cut to the basket. He's not going to be the most efficient mid-range guy either. He's not a true three-level scorer, but where he does thrive is around the rim, and of course on the defensive end of the ball. He's always been effective in that regard as well. And again, guys, the Golden State Warriors just aren't using him the right way. Of course, through the first half of the season, they were starting him. They were giving him the minutes that he wanted, but now towards the back half of this early season, now in November and December, they're just not utilizing him the right way. They're not playing him. They're not giving him the opportunity that he needs to succeed. And it's quite odd because they're trying to trade him, right? They're making him eligible for trade at the moment. The Sacramento Kings have also commented on this right now, and you can see here saying that the Sacramento Kings continue to have interest in acquiring Jonathan Kuminga. Malik Monk might still be available in a package, but the previously included first-round pick is no longer expected to be a part of the Sacramento Kings offer. And of course, that's because the Golden State Warriors have chosen not to start Jonathan Kuminga. They've chosen to give opportunities to other players and not give him the minutes that he needs to showcase his talents, because a big reason why Jonathan Kuminga wanted out of Golden State this year was because of the contract talks. He thought he was worth a lot more than what they were offering him. They did end up settling on a deal in September for a 2-year, $48 million deal. So right now he's averaging around $24 million in average salary. But, of course, that is one of the reasons why the Golden State Warriors didn't want to trade him. There was probably a reason why a lot of teams didn't want to trade for him during the summer. Now, of course, Phoenix and the Sacramento Kings remained one of the front runners to sign him in the offseason. And, I really like the idea of Jonathan Kuminga coming here. But before the rumors started, before Jonathan Kuminga was made available for trade again, just around this time, I didn't think that the Phoenix Suns were going to do what they were going to do, right? I didn't think that they were going to win as many games as they have right now. They're rolling. They're beating teams they're not supposed to. They're beating top contenders in the West, like the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. And, during the offseason when all this Jonathan Kuminga news was going on, I was like, yeah, we can use Jonathan Kuminga, right? Like, put him next to Devin Booker, get another young star in the mix here, and, just build for the next few years, because the Suns team isn't going to really be anything right now. But of course, they have defied all expectations. I'm not going to sit here and say that I thought that they were going to be good. I really didn't think they were. I thought they were going to be like 13th, 14th, anywhere from like the highest to the 12th seed in the Western Conference. So I'll be honest, I really didn't think that the Suns team was going to do as good as they have, and they've really turned it around. They defied all expectations and have really quieted all the doubters that have been put their team at the bottom of the Western Conference, bottom of the NBA, really. But I do really think the idea of a Jonathan Kuminga trade is still viable right now. I think someone like Royce O'Neal is someone that the Phoenix Suns could look at trading. Now, I would hate to see someone like Royce O'Neal go, because he has been an excellent player for the Suns this season. He's been integral to their success. But to get an opportunity at someone like Jonathan Kuminga, who I think if he made his way over to the Phoenix Suns, I think if he came to a team that actually wanted him and is going to play him and is going to use him the right way, I think the opportunity of having that, someone like Jonathan Kuminga, who could be like a 20-point per game scorer, he could be a guy that could turn into a three-level scorer if he wanted to. I mean, he has all the athletic traits to do so. He has, I wouldn't say the prettiest jumper, three-point jumper, but he can definitely develop that and turn into the player that we all thought he would. I mean, he's a very high floor, lower ceiling player, I would say, but I do like the idea of him coming here. And I think in exchange for someone like Royce O'Neal, now, of course, other things would probably be included, like other bench players to match salaries. And I don't know, maybe the Warriors would ask for someone else. But right now, the main idea is that the trade value for Jonathan Kuminga is just low right now because they haven't been playing him. They haven't been giving him the opportunities to showcase what he can do for other teams. And obviously, the Kings have just taken advantage of that there because they were offering Malik Monk, but they're taking away the first-round pick, right? And Steve Kerr had some stuff to say here about Jonathan Kuminga. You can see here, Steve Kerr. This is Steve Kerr on the business side of the Jonathan Kuminga situation and the impact of the looming January 15th trade eligibility date. And he said, "I can imagine it's not easy. My desire is for JK to be the best player he can be regardless of where he ends up, here or elsewhere." And he also went on to say here, this is Steve Kerr on Jonathan Kuminga just overall. He said he had a great practice today. We had a talk before practice. He did the things I asked him to do. I do feel for him that he has been sort of at the whim of my decision making based on what I want to see from our team. And, so Steve Kerr is obviously not confident in Jonathan Kuminga's tenure as a Golden State Warrior right now. He doesn't think that he is going to stay with the team. Obviously, he doesn't fit the mold of what they're trying to achieve right now. I mean, the Golden State Warriors aren't doing too well as a basketball team. I mean, they lie at, I believe, the 9th or 10th seed in the Western Conference right now. Really not what everybody expected from this team, being semi-recent champions back in 2022. So obviously Steve Kerr is not confident in Jonathan Kuminga's ability to remain a Golden State Warrior. So he can definitely be on the move. It's certain at this point that he is making his way out of Golden State. And again, I would really like to see him on the Phoenix Suns. I think Jordan Ott could totally turn him around as a player and turn him into something that we all know that he could be. As he was coming out of the G League, he was a high draft pick. He was a very highly touted prospect, and there's a lot he can do that he hasn't been able to showcase on the Golden State Warriors. So again, I like the idea of a Jonathan Kuminga trade, but I want to get your thoughts and opinions down below on what you think about Jonathan Kuminga becoming a Phoenix Sun. But guys, before we pull up today's video, I want to take a look at the box score last night, of course, from the Oklahoma City Thunder game. And obviously, that's a very, very tough score to look at. I mean, 89 to 138. They blew us out by basically 50 points there. And I mean, right at the gate, right after tip-off, I mean, Colin Gillespie got stripped by Cason Wallace, and he hit the layup. And that was pretty much just I'm kind of foreshadowing for how this entire game was going to go. I mean, they were kind of playing around with them all night. It wasn't a fun game to watch. The Thunder's defense, I mean, you got to give them credit. They're a historically great defense. They're probably the best defense of the 21st century, I would say. I mean, everybody on that team, from the first man to the literally like the 12th man on the bench, literally everybody on that team can play elite level defense, and that's why they're the champions. That's why they've only lost one game in the NBA season thus far. And honestly, guys, they're probably going to win it again. I'm not even kidding. Like, this team is unreal at what they can do. I know you don't want me to hear me glaze the Oklahoma City Thunder right now, but they really are that good. And you got to give them the props where credit is due, right? I mean, the Suns almost did beat them, of course. I'm happy that Devin Booker didn't play against them. I'd be afraid that he would get re-injured because, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder play really physical, great defense. So great that Book didn't play. It was a great first matchup against them this year. Almost won that game. Really fun watch. But overall, guys, got to take those losses in stride. But that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think about a Jonathan Kuminga trade, and let me know what you think about the loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. And as always, guys, go Suns.